Hey guys. So, stop.
Hey guys, today we have Frenchie, his YouTube channel, and so today we're gonna be reacting to llama arts because let's do a llama arts.
A llama arts video.
Yeah, so llama arts is like a pretty cool fight. Llama arts, please don't copyright us, please. We're just kids. We want to watch this. So, can you let me?
What is this?
This?
Cringe.
Wait, so
No.
oh my God, it's right there.
Stop.
Okay, so subscribe.
We
Please
can't.
subscribe. Oh, dang. Wait. Oh my God.
I'm cracking some bones today.
Wait, how many is here? 13. That's good. Okay, guys.
Full Sail University's art and design programs embrace
Okay, let's go full screen.
I'm gonna skip this video, guys.
design practices built around emerging technologies. It's art.
Okay, guys. Sorry. I was trying to take out that freaking thing. Alright.
This happened about 5 years ago when I was 21. Me and my friend.
Well, they just can't see me. They can't subscribe.
Yeah, they can.
I can't. Let me see. Guys, we're sorry. We're just getting set up for like a movie theater thing.
Okay, go sit.
No, not my chair. No, my chair's gonna freaking.
Sorry.
Okay,
Back it up.
Seth got into this app which showed you ghosts. We go out ghost hunting, but
Hold up. Hit the bell.
like and subscribe.
Comment what was your favorite part. Because here we have 13 animations. But we're gonna like
Cut the clip
Where
in
are we
10
gonna
minutes.
start? 10 minutes?
Yeah, 10 minutes. We're gonna end the clip. I mean,
No,
15 minutes.
Yeah, like let's do two. Like Corey Kinchin, he does like 3, right? Yeah, so let's do that. Alright, so we're gonna do only 3 guys. So I'm just gonna put the number 3 right here on this book so we can know. Big 3! If you can see that. Big
Wait, I have an idea. What if we just do like put like black?
Okay, let's just start the video.
No, wait, black, and then you do like whenever every animation we do, you put like the number in the front of the screen.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Okay, guys, so this is if you're colorblind, I'm sorry. So this is
Gotta do this now.
animation number 1.
That's it.
Alright, so let's start.
nothing much would happen. Sometimes a dot would appear on one of our phones and it would say random words. We would ask, "How did you die?" and stuff like that. And sometimes the answers lined up, but it was mostly random. One night, around 2 a.m., Seth suggested going to the cemetery to see if the app picked anything up. I was hesitant, but I nervously agreed. We started making our way through the neighborhood towards the cemetery. It was weird as the streets are normally lined with cars, but they were empty.
Hold up. Who wants to go to a cemetery at night? Like, that's kind of stupid. Hold up. Not kind of stupid.
The audio is really loud, so people are kind of.
Fucking stupid. I'm only gonna say one by one.
on this night.
Demonetization is
We
on.
walked down the middle of the road with the app running, but it wasn't picking anything up. We finally made it to the cemetery, which was a small, family-owned one where they only buried their own. Seth went up to the gate and started shouting, hoping to get a response on the app, but nothing happened. I was standing in the road, feeling unsettled, when Seth starts yelling, "Is that all you've got?" I told him to stop disrespecting the dead and we should leave. He tried being funny, saying, "Oh, I'll make them show up," and jumped the gate and started stomping on the graves while screaming, "Come on, show us something." All of a sudden, our phones said something at the same time. I looked down at my phone and it was there. We both just stood there, looking at each other when 10 or so red dots appeared on the radar, and it said it again. When I looked back up from my phone, Seth was next to me. I said, "We have got to go." As soon as I said that, we could hear the street lights turning off
Dang.
one by one from the top of the street, getting closer to
Oh,
us.
hell no.
We took off running as fast as we could.
Run!
We got about halfway into the neighborhood before
Look at
running
this
out of
man.
breath and having to stop.
Run!
I felt like I was going to throw up for being scared and winded. Then I heard my phone say something. It was muffled, but I knew what it said. Being too scared to look at my phone, I looked at Seth, who looked terrified. He nodded at me to get my phone out, so I slowly pulled it out, and it said my name across the top. I turned my phone off and said, "Screw this, I'm done." We made our way back to my house and had a cigarette to calm down.
You already know that. If it was a black dude, you'd be dead. Like, I don't even know why movies, every first part is like, black dude running. They make black people stupid. Like they pick the wrong lines. Like, that's so rude.
It's racism, I'm sorry.
I know.
Something.
We were talking about what just happened, almost not believing it, when I heard my phone again. This time it was my sister's name. We just stood there, frozen, not saying a word, when it went off again and said my brother's name. I took my phone out, turned it on, and deleted the app. I asked Seth to stay the night, but he refused. I can't blame him. When I finally got to sleep that night, I dreamt a muffled voice repeating a word over and over. I started to wake up and the words became clearer. My phone was off, with the battery out. But when I turned it over, it was lit up with the app running. It had a red dot about 6 feet from me, still.
Hold up. Who sleeps with the shirt off? Like, somebody can be like, and you're like, who does it? And first of all, close your door when you're sleeping. Somebody can be like this.
Just show it to the camera.
All the way back here. Like this.
Just
Wide open. Like this. By the way, my bunk bed's right there.
But wait, someone can just be staring like this. Turn off. Oh my god. Someone can just be staring like this.
Oh, hell no! Bro, I'll be gone jumping out of my bed and
But then
stuff.
they'll put in the person's body.
Repeating.
Oh hell no. Oh heck no.
Yeah, his door was open.
Oh heck no. Say that. Push it forward.
Dude, they're gonna see our feet so close. Do you understand?
Oh hell.
Oh, he passed out!
I woke up the next morning and went to the bathroom.
Yeah, I'm just checking around.
I had a razor-thin cut from my left shoulder to my right hip. I don't know what happened that night, and nothing has happened to me since. Needless to say, I don't mess with that kind of stuff anymore.
Yeah. Don't mess with ghosts. By the way, it's a friend's fault. He's like,
Oh, audio now. We're iPhone users.
actually, don't wear headphones if you're
Over the weekend.
Did you do the part 2?
wait. Part 2. We do. Part 2. I'm scared already.
Over the weekend, about 15 coworkers and myself had our company trip to the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, known for being Stephen King's inspiration for.
Stephen King's. I'm a fan of Stephen King's.
He like does so scary.
Oh yeah, guys. You know if you watch the movie
Guys, there's spoilers. Like
that movie's so old.
Spoiler.
It doesn't matter. It's old.
Okay.
So wait, let me talk. Like that TikTok's like.
Should I just kick you out my whole laboratory?
No. So, laboratory?
No. My whole studio.
You have one computer and a mouse right there.
Okay.
Alright, so Stephen King is like basically a real life hotel. My dad said it's fake, but like he's trying to say like if you watch the movie, what is it called, Mateus?
The Shining.
The Shining. Yes, thank you. The Shining. Stephen King is one of the best. Shout out to Stephen King. Really good.
He's probably not even subscribed to his channel.
Would you shut? So
Hey. By the way, guys, we suck, so we're not professional editors. Just don't make that disgusting.
I'm sorry.
Dog, right? Just gonna
Alright, so yeah, it's like a real life hotel that a dad got crazy and he killed like 2 of his children, which was like little girls like
Or the Shining. We took an 8 p.m. ghost
that's
tour
what
where
I'm
we
talking
joined about 15 other people to get guided
Oh my
around the
God,
property and told stories
demonetization.
about its history and creepy things that are said to have happened. We were told to take a lot of pictures. I'm
well, the dad killed the entire family.
sure to try and capture orbs or ghosts. Many green orbs were caught in pictures, but I don't think anything is as creepy as this photo taken by my coworker. A little girl in a hot pink dress who was definitely not on our tour. And apparently, years ago, a young girl who was 12 to 13 by the name of Lucy was squatting in the basement of the concert hall, which is where this photo was taken. And she was discovered upon plans to begin some construction. She was forced to leave, and the night got below freezing. So she froze to death.
By the way, they're trying to not make this copyrighted, but that was actually the dad. So, and there was a little kid and a mom. You know those like funny clips where that guy's like FBI open up and the girl's like in the bathroom.
Death. Everyone on my tour has vouched that this girl was not on our tour. I mean, who wouldn't remember someone wearing hot pink? The man pictured is our tour guide. No one would have been in front of him. I am convinced that this is the ghost of Lucy. Just one more added note, though I doubt anyone would believe me. But there was only one time throughout the tour where I felt any strange energy or feeling. And it was right there, headed...
Guys, you know you can actually feel ghosts' energy. Like if you're in a room, like you can feel like the chills. That means the energy of the ghost.
down to the basement of the concert hall.
Number 3, guys. Last one.
What's that? Plain white sauce? Plain white sauce makes your teeth go grey.
Okay.
This happened a few weeks ago when I was walking home from school, excited that my freshman year was coming to an end. It was a Tuesday night when I was turning in my last essay for history. I left it to the last minute and the teacher actually made me complete it before I could go home. I hated my teacher for that.
I know the song.
Around 8 p.m., I had finished that goddamn essay and was walking home. The rain had stopped and there was a beautiful sunset. Suddenly, I noticed something. There was a red 2016
You know what I'll do? You know what I'll do.
I'll get that guy out of his car. I'll get that guy out of his car like a GTA style, like that GTA.
Toyota Camry right behind me. I got goosebumps thinking it was following me. I didn't look back and started walking in my apartment's direction. I wanted to go to a busy road to feel safer. Just then, the car
You know if you have a house and it doesn't have a shortcut, you're unlucky.
You know he did.
You're unlucky.
sped up, stopping right next to me. A middle-aged man asked me where I was headed and suggested to drop me off. I said no thanks, but the man wouldn't leave and insisted.
Dude, I just saw
I
his
wanted to
head.
tell the man to just fuck off, but I took off running instead. I heard a loud noise and at the same time felt something I can only describe as
It sounded exactly like you're like, nice. Dude, you're like, every time
a
we
sharp vibration hitting my flesh. I fell to the ground, not knowing what happened. Out of adrenaline, I was about to get up and run again as I felt a heavy arm grab me by the mouth. Then the pain set in. I realized that I was shot. There was another man next to him that searched my pockets. He grabbed my phone and threw it on the ground as he tied my legs and taped my mouth. They quickly put me into the trunk of their car and then started driving. I could feel that we were going very fast, and I'm sure that we hadn't stopped at all for a good 30 minutes. I was feeling my blood soaking into my shirt, which scared me the most. I was certain that I was going to die. I was thinking about my parents and what they would feel when they heard that I was missing. Then the car came to a stop. By some miracle, I heard a police officer asking for IDs and driver's licenses. I wanted to yell for help, but nothing came out. Just then, I heard 3 to 4 gunshots. I heard another cop yelling,
You know somebody got body.
Man down! Man down! Shots fired!
I was begging the cop to find me. Then I heard the cop searching the car. I was feeling joy as my pain was growing worse. Seconds felt like hours. The officer then opened the car's trunk and suddenly started firing at me out of a fight or flight response. Thankfully, the bullets missed.
What kind of police officer is that?
You said police officer?
Like, that is like 10 shots.
The officer quickly caught up to the fact that I was kidnapped.
See, you already
and
know
injured.
you're gonna get arrested
He
too.
called for backup immediately, and it arrived in minutes. They placed the injured officer onto a gurney and drove off in an ambulance. Finally, when the scene was safe, they called another ambulance for me. I woke up in the hospital. The news media was everywhere. I was fine after a few days, but later learned that the officer that was shot didn't make it. I don't know if those men are still alive or rotting away in a prison for killing an officer. I don't want to know what would have happened if those officers hadn't stopped the car.
So guys, we're just gonna do one more because the video's almost done. So we're just gonna do. Yeah, I know.
We're not gonna do it for this one though.
Yeah, we are. Just one more, dude. Just one more.
Get your Pop Tarts.
By the way, there's gonna be an ad on right now. I don't want to buy a game! So fucking disappointing.
A bus horse.
A bus stop horror story.
This happened when I was 17 years old. I would go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week and ride the bus home. It was a Sunday and I had just missed my
You sound like a
Bus.
pretty healthy man.
so I had to wait
Hear the sound of that water.
a week and ride the bus
Hear the
home.
sound of that
It
water.
was a Sunday and I had just missed my bus, so
Sounds
I
like-
had to wait
Sounds
longer
like someone
for
peed and flushed the toilet at the
See,
same
you already know, like, that's some good graphics right there.
another one. I would have called my parents, but they were out for the evening, and taxis charged more, so I decided to sit and wait in the bus shelter. It was a cold
Can you stop, bro? Like, actually,
Why do people want that?
night and
it's an animation.
snow had just started peppering the ground. My bus was taking longer than usual, so I got my phone out and listened to some music. Almost an hour had passed. It was freezing and I hadn't seen anyone at all. That was until I noticed something out of the corner of my eye. It was a creepy guy dressed in thick layers of clothing, walking.
You know what I'll do?
Sick layers of clothing.
You know what I'll do? I'll stand up, get out of there. Like, if he come close to me, I'll run. I wouldn't care, guys.
Well, would you know what already happened if you didn't know what happened if the guy had catched you?
slowly towards me. I knew staring at him would draw more attention, so I just focused on my phone. He sat down at the other end of the shelter and just stared at me. There was something off about him. He seemed like he was either drunk or on drugs. He then asked,
"When is the bus due?"
I took out my earphones and said, "I think it's delayed because of the snow." He stared at me for a while, then started mumbling to himself. He was really starting to creep me out, so I pretended to be on my phone. After a couple of minutes, I took another look. He'd moved closer to me.
If you're like strong, yeah, he's strong, so he will punch him. I already know he's gonna punch him. Like, I never watched this thing, but I already know he's gonna punch him.
Looked away for a second, then heard the sound of him sliding even closer. I turned to him and said,
By the way, Walmart's, look, just, guys, I'm gonna show you their merches. So he has a Love My Roommate shirt. I hope you know that animation. Walmart's, should get that. Teacup, and another Walmart shirt, another teacup, and a shirt. And by the way, there's a llama plushie, but I think they ran out of it. So why don't you just like and subscribe right there? Click that 11 times.
"You okay there?" He stared at me with glossy eyes, lifted his arm and leaned towards me. Immediately, I grabbed my bag and ran as he fell to the ground. I ran down the road, trying my hardest not to look back. I kept going until I got to the next bus stop. I turned around to check to see if he was there. He was gone, so I went to sit down. Feeling relieved, I rested my head on the back of the glass and waited for the bus. I jolted and turned around to see the same guy staring at me through the glass.
"What the hell is wrong with you?"
Then he started walking around the shelter towards me.
"I'm warning you, stay back!"
I yelled in panic as I was backing up. I wanted to run, but I left my bag in the shelter and I couldn't leave without it. Suddenly, the man leaped at me and I quickly moved out of the way. He fell to the ground face first. I froze in shock, then noticed the blood coming from his face. I tried to get a response out of him, but nothing worked. I called the police and paramedics and they arrived shortly after. I told them what had happened and they told me that the guy was on prescription drugs. They found a photo in his wallet of him and his son. The boy looked just like me, so we assumed he thought I was him. I later learned that he had lost his son in a custody battle and went off the rails. He was taken away for treatment. That was the last I saw of him. I got my driver's license shortly after, and have never been on a bus since.
Alright guys, that's it for the video. Hope you guys have a nice day. How do I go there? No. So, bye guys. Like and subscribe, hit that bell, and watch more of my brother's videos. He does like Gary's mod and sometimes Minecraft. So guys, so hope you guys enjoyed and see you later.